which we will see how we can utilize this for figuring out the optimum trading opportunities. So let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the USD chart, but since we consider the liquid instruments, Euro USD being the favorite of not only me but almost all of the traders, we will consider the charting patterns on Euro USD first, and maybe we can also consider other instruments. Nothing wrong with that, but since there is a commonly used instrument, I'm preferring the Euro USD over USD CHF. For adding this pattern recognition, all you have to do is a quick search. Let me see if I can find examples of unique pattern in recent price action of the Euro USD. I have added the unique pattern, and now we have to search for the recently formed pattern which was recognized on the chart. Here it is, one example being found. This bullish reversal because these are two candlestick pattern. If we check it once more, all right, yeah, it is candlestick in neck. Now let me give you a primer of this pattern. These two candlestick pattern. In the first candle should have formed a bearish candle with these long downturn downturn with the closing price being significantly lower compared to the opening price. This is the requirement for the first candle. Then in the second candle, the opening price needs to be below the closing of the first candle, and the closing value needs to be slightly more or equal to, it is better if it is slightly more than the closing price of the first candle. So these are the requirements for each of these two candles. If we were to look at a bearish reversal, then the conditions will have to be reversed. First candle will need to have closed higher with the closing value. We see if I can find an example to that effect. This is also a bearish reversal, sorry, bullish reversal, because first candle is having the closing value which is significantly lower than the opening price, and then in the second candle we have the closing price above the. On 15 minutes we are yet to come across a bearish reversal. I think we'll have to work more to find this pattern. Not yet, not yet. Let me go back in time. No luck so far. Let me try changing the candlestick time frame. Okay, here we are now looking at half an hourly candlestick formation for the Euro USD, and I am looking for the innate bearish reversal pattern. Oh, now we may think about going back to the USD CHF. Let us see if we can find an example in USD CHF. It is taking some more time for loading. Okay, we got it. Now, if we have to find the bearish index pattern, we need then the opening price, and then in the second candle, we need the closing price to be below the closing price of the first candle. That is a key requirement. And its opening price needs to be greater than the closing price of the prior candle. So there should be slightly or to any extent gap up open, and then those gains should be reversed in that particular candle period. Only then we can be sure that there is a innate pattern. No, nothing is coming across yet. Here we have found one example, but there is also a bullish reversal of the innate pattern was below the closing price of the first candle. Let's try hourly. No, nothing as now. Maybe we will have to look at USD JPY. I'm hopeful we will be able to find one example to that effect also, or else I have tried to explain the configuration because there is a formation which doesn't really take shape too frequently on the chart. Here we are finding it traveling to look for the examples. Maybe if on the lower time frame we bearish undertone with a significant decline being seen for that particular candle period, and after that we also see the gap down open, and then we see that the buying comes in on these lower levels. That indicates that even though there was significant selling pressure in the prior candle, now the time is coming for the possible reversal, because in the current candle we are seeing buying with the gap down open, and those losses, early losses, were reversed with the closing value happening above the closing value of the prior candle. With this sustained up move in the second candle indicates that the prior bearishness might be coming to an end. Here there is also a bullish reversal pattern, and we might do well keep looking for uh, opportunity to go with the flow, go with these possible changing circumstances. 6th of April, not so far. Let us now go for 15 minutes as our chosen time frame. Okay, even if we don't really find the examples of a bearish reversal using unique pattern, I have explained to you the underlying logic. With that, I hope you will be in a position to identify, and you don't really have to identify, that is done for you by the platform itself. All you have to do is figure out if the current formation is good enough to warrant a trade, if you should get involved for this new trade which is being signaled by this indicator. So let us now go back to the formation which we were coming across, that is of bullish reversal. Alright, now let us see what we can do in terms of editing. And there is not much which we can do for editing these candlestick formation. So All we can do is vary the color period, but apart from that, there is not much we can do with these formation. The input parameters, there is nothing for change. We don't really have that option of changing. For output, if you feel like you can go for a different color combination, but I think they're also doing the job just fine. But it's always up to you. So all these color combinations are provided.